Hello everybody, welcome back. My name's Leo and thank you for joining me here today. Today I'm going to be showing you some creative fine art, but not just creative fine art. I'm going to be showing you the process in which, where should I say, I find my ideas from and how I go about it. All ideas start somewhere. You just got to think what you want to achieve. I look through pictures and see different thousands and hundreds of pictures when I'm scrolling through social medias and reading books. And what I think is, how was these created? Not everybody tells you how pictures are created. It's just simple. I don't know why, but they just don't show you. But I want to show you how easy it is to create these pictures at home. So we're going to be doing pictures, like I said, like this. And yes, they're not quite perfect. And I understand that, and I know people are going to say, but they're not sharp. But to me, this is classed as fine art. And this is what I'm trying to put over today. And this is what I'm trying to put over is how I go about doing it, how I go about experimenting, how I find what I want to get what I want, if that makes sense. So if you're ready, come on. So like I said, we're going to be doing some fine art, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finding stuff round the house that we all can use. And this is the main thing. What we have, what we've got round the house is what we can use. And this is what makes everything so simple and cheap about photography. It's not all about money. It's about using your brain and what's around your house. Today, like I said, we're going to be doing pictures, some fine art pictures. But I'm going to be showing you how I go about doing it from step one to virtually the final, because I'm still working. And this is what I love about photography. It's working on a project step by step, thinking about it. I have a go, I pack up, I come away. During the day, I think about how I can achieve what I want. So the first thing I've got that I'm going to be using is a trusty picture frame. And a picture frame can be used in so many different ways. And I love picture frames because the frame itself works fantastic. It's a great holder and we can use it for multiple things. The glass is ideal, and I've used that because I can put that glass onto a black surface, put something on it, take a picture, and I can get the reflections coming back. So the glass is brilliant. But you've also got the stands as well. Now, what could I use a stand for? A stand is a stand, I guess. But what I'm going to use a stand for today is, and it's so simple, my backgrounds. So there, I've got, I want to use a background that's not going to move. It's steady enough. It's finished. So that really is the first step of my idea. So out of a picture frame, straight away, we've got our background. And what I'm trying to achieve is a nice, bright, white background. This is what I'm using these cards for. Now, if you've seen on the pictures, my pictures look a bit, how can I put it, hazy, a bit translucent, if that's a word. No, I can't put subtitles up if that's what you're going to ask for. So, what I've done is I'm after a material that actually lets my subject come through, but don't come through fully, if that makes sense. I'm trying to get it so it's, how can I put it? Let's have a look at this. So if you've got a subject, I'm not going to use this, should I say. I want the subject to sort of come through the material, but not come through the material, because I want it to sort of, I want the shadows of it. I want to see a bit of it, but the rest of it, I want to be a bit more private, shall I say, and translucent, and just to blend away into the picture. So as you can probably see, I've got a few picture frames already made up. And what I've done is over the week is I've actually been testing different things to see what works the best. This one is just a plain plastic sandwich bag. It's okay, but it's hard when you've got all the little textures running through it. It don't seem to work as good unless you can get it tighter. So that was my first idea, and it sort of it worked, but not quite good enough. Then I tried some little paper holder things where you put your paper. You can put your paper inside. I mean, folder binders. This worked really well. A single sheet cut and then stretched over the front of it works pretty good. That's fantastic. But this is what I was doing during the week. I was taking pictures, like the pictures seen on my social media. Do I like them? Does it work? Can I make it better? And this is the old idea about creative photography. It's trying new things. If you don't try new things, you're never going to come up with a new idea. And this is how, I suppose, inventors come up with so many ideas. And you think, I wish I had thought of that. This idea has probably been out for a few years or number of years. I don't know. I've looked and I can't really find nothing that is what I can see in my head. So I'm just working on my own idea. The next idea I did was this one here. And this worked pretty well. As you can you see it? Yeah, it just comes through, but not perfect. But this was just plain plastic, just plain plastic sheeting. Oh, can you see my voice? But this works probably the best, I think, at the moment. So that was day 2. Day 3, I come up with this, and this is like a more of a, not grease-proof paper. It's more of a privacy glass paper. Lee's got things everywhere around his house. And it's just like so, it's just like a privacy glass paper, and I got this off Amazon, and this works fantastic. What I'm after is, I want the picture to look old, grainy, vintagey, but I don't want too much of the plastic textures coming through. A frosted glass is ideal, but the frost on it, I was after something a bit smoother, to be fair. I can't find nothing yet, but I will find something. And that's where I say, this is how I work on my ideas. When you think, you know, when's the next video coming out? It's because sometimes it can take a week, sometimes it can take a month or whatever. My ideas, until I get these ideas perfect, right, and I think you can do them, I don't try and put the videos out, because I'm a strong believer in we should all be able to do beautiful pictures the same. So that I'm going to go today with, I'm going to get rid of this one, because like I said, it worked well, but you know what I mean, it didn't quite fit the book yet. But I know I will try and find some different ideas. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be using this one and this one. 2 different textures you can see in the light. One's a bit more translucent than the other. So these are what we're going to be working with. First of all, I'm going to be working with this. And the simple setup is so simple, unreal. What I've done is, I've got a bit of a leaf out the garden, which I'm going to go and get some new ones in a minute. And all I've done is I pressed them against the back of the frame, just touching and leaning up the plastic sheet. And that's the most important thing. You don't want them too far away. You need them to be touching, at least some touching, because this is where the effect comes from, this effect. So that is literally that setup done. Then all I simply do is I'm going to put one there like that and try and get it to stand up. Doo-doo. Well, here, I'm going to do it this way, like that. We stand that one up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put the white background at the back of it. The white background is what you're going to see in the picture. The next thing what we've got to do then is think out how we're going to get the picture to come through, what settings we're going to use. So there again, I started off, and I start off on f2, 0.8, whatever, and I work straight the way up. I found that my go-to setting as f10, f8 to f10 works fantastic, and that's where I started off from. After that, I introduced light, and this is the big key thing, light. So what I did was I simply got my light and I put it, should I say, on the background to light that up, to make that predominant. It's a bit like my iKey videos. I'll leave a link to that somewhere above here, somewhere. And this is exactly the same thing. It's iKey-ish, but what I'm doing is I'm using the light to bounce off to come back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these up now, and then we're going to go and look through the camera settings. As you can see, I've got a bit of a crude setup, should I say, nothing simple. All I've done is, like I said, I've put my torch, my lamp, onto the top. But if you notice, what I've done is I put some silver foil on it. This just helps the light go downwards instead of flaring out, because I want the light onto my background. So what I've done is put some silver foil on it to make the actual light come down onto my background, directly onto the background. This is what I'm hoping will make the picture bright at the back, but still give me enough light at the front just to make out the leaves. What I've done is I've been in the garden and got some little red tree branchy things that I think look, you know what I mean, nice. And I've just got some blue tack, put it around the bottom of it, and then, like I've said, I've just sticked it into the back end of the picture frame. This is all I'm going to do. So that is my setup ready. Now it's all about, like I said, working your light out and working what material works best. If you come up with other material, fine, fair dues. I mean, that's brilliant. That's, like I said, I'm using this plastic, should I say, plastic sheeting. Just because I've had the best results at the moment with it, doesn't mean I'm going to carry on using it, because I'm going to keep, like I says, trying and working things out until I've got what I want and I think is a decent picture. So that is the setup, directly finished. As for the settings on the camera, this is my little Olympus camera again. Like I said, my little 60mm lens on. Now, you do not need a macro lens for this. All you need is a lens that you can focus on the front. For me, it's easier to use a macro lens because the working distance or what I want. But really, you know, I'm going to be back here anyway shooting, so it makes no difference. I'm just going to use the live view on it just to get what I want, sort of thing. Settings wise, I've started off at ISO 250 and I'm at a 50th of a second f8 to start off with. If anything, I'm going to be changing my ISO. I'm going to be changing my ISO to make the background brighter or background darker. I don't want to change nothing else if I can help it. It doesn't really matter about ISO on this picture because you're going to get a grainy effect anyway, because that's the way it works. This is my idea of fine art, or something I see in my head. So let's crack on and take a few pictures, and then we'll go from there, see if they're any good or not. Now, straight away, as you can see, that one is way, way, way too dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to up, like I says, I'm going to up my ISO because it's just not good. I'm going to go straight to ISO 500 and have a look at that one. That's looking a lot better. Not totally better. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to go straight up again, and I'm going to go to ISO 800. I know you more saying, oh, 800. I don't mind the grains in these pictures. It's the effect I'm looking for. I'm looking for a vintagey effect. So that's the way I'm going to go. And that, to me, is getting there. Now, what you want to do, if you want to change your leaves or anything else, just change the patterns, push the leaves in more to get more detail, as you can see. All I'm doing is I'm just going to push the leaves in. Now, there's nothing stopping you using flowers. But let's have a look at this one, so this is saying. And like I says, it's all about that light as well. If you think that light ain't dark and light enough, bring it down, get it off, and put it at the back of it. Don't be scared to move everything around. This is what I'm saying. Today's all experimenting. If you don't experiment, you ain't never going to get the pictures you want. Oh, that's a lot better. I like them. And like I says, we can add other things to it. I've got some gypsy fillet. I think that's what they call it. The florists out there. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add some gypsy fillet into it as well. Because like I says, I don't know if it might work, it might not. But what I'm after is something different. And at the end of the day, I'm relaxing. It's taking my mind off all the things in the world, and I can just get on and do what I want. If that works, that'll be nice. Like a bit of a bouquet effect. Oh yeah. Right, what can I do there? I'm going to lower my f-stop. I know I says I ain't going to do that, but I'm going to lower it. But I'm only going to lower it to 6.3, which ain't a lot. I'm just hoping that just brightens the flowers up a little bit more. I've still got a lot of detail in it. Like, well, as much detail as you're going to get through a plastic sheet, obviously, but we'll get something. Oh yeah. I must say, these are probably the better shots than I've had when I was practicing. But then again, I have been practicing all week, and you have seen some of the pictures. So basically, that's it. But like I said, if you think them dark enough, put your light round the back and see what that makes. Or, you know, I mean, lift it up, get it higher, even better. Get it higher on something, light it up from the back. There's no rights and wrongs in any of this photography. And this is what I keep telling everybody. Photography is a passion. Photography is an art. And trying to create stuff really can make a difference. Not only to your photography, because it improves your photography, but it can make a massive difference also to your mental health. And that's what I do my photography for. It's all for my mental health. I'd like to say a massive thank you to all the people that have reached out to me as well over the last couple of weeks and told me some of their stories, and it's been really uplifting. I know I'm not in the same boat, and I know there's millions out there. Trust me, I do know it. And I just hope, and you know, these videos are worthwhile making for you all. I know they are, because I've seen the amount of thanks I get is unreal. And it's like I says, a simple comment means more than anything to me, because when you was born, your parents, the first words your parents says to you was thank you and please, manners. That's the first words your parents wanted you to say, other than mum and dad, or should I say. So they're powerful. And to me, a thank you is worth more than any money in the world. Just a kind word. And that's all it takes to make you lift up and be proud. I hope you've enjoyed this one. And it's like I said, it's work in progress, but I just thought I'd show you how I go through doing and, you know, being creative and where my ideas come from. My ideas are there. It's just using stuff around the house where I find plastic bags or a bit of polystyrene, because Mrs. Create, she's got the greenhouse out there, and we use plastic, should I say, to go over the plants to protect them. And that's all it's about. It's all about using things around your house. It's being inspiration. Use your inspiration. Use your mind. Thinking. It takes. Trust me. It takes the pressures of everyday life. Just trying something new. It ain't gonna be the best in the world. It makes no difference. Like I said, social media. Sod social media. As long as it cares for you, that's all that's bothered about. As long as you've enjoyed yourself. So, like I said, once again, a massive thank you to you all. And I'll put a few pictures up at the end and see if you like them and let me know. Like I said, please give me a thumbs up. That's all I ask, and a little comment. I'll be really most grateful. It takes 2 seconds to hit that thumbs up button, but it means a massive lot to the algorithm on YouTube, because trust me, people ain't even getting the notifications, and that just ain't from me, that's from everybody else. So being pushed back up there, it makes a massive difference. So until next time, thank you for joining me, and you know what I'm going to say, stay safe and happy snapping.